Howdy tube viewers, TJ Pyramid here, good old Joe, back with another movie review. This is of a movie that has been floating around for a few years now. It's popped up in my Amazon cart as a recommendation a few times. I've seen it in stores a number of times, and I've just always passed it by. But I finally picked it up and decided to give it a watching the other night, and it's just one of those films that I wish I would have gotten as soon as it came out because it was just that damn good. And take it out of the slipcase here. That is Borderland, unrated director's cut. Uh, Perhaps one of the reasons I passed on this so many times is because it's part of the After Dark Horror Fest. And they have the little booklet inside here, and because so many of these films are just terrible. I mean, you can see the different films here. I think out of all of these on here, there's probably only 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 of these films off of here that I actually enjoy, Borderland being one of them. Maybe 5 because of this one here. But they're so hit and miss with this, so maybe that's one reason maybe I passed it up. If it just would have been on its own or something, maybe I would have grabbed it sooner or something. But sometimes things like that deter me from picking something up because I just, I know so many of them suck, kind of like those Masters of Horror. So many of those are just absolutely terrible. But so let's go ahead and start with the review. I'll just read the back here of what it is. It's so much easier than me trying to explain, and then I'll probably explain it anyway, and I'll be babbling, but who cares? When 3 Texas University students travel to a Mexican border town on the eve of their graduation, the last thing they expect is to face their own deaths. Without warning, they fall prey to an ancient blood cult hell-bent on finding candidates for human sacrifice. Inspired by a true story, Borderlands tells us a story which blends the raw fear of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the stark reality of in cold blood, evoking a world soaked in paranoia, fear, and dread. This was written by Eric Poppin and Zev Berman and directed by Zev Berman. The only 2 actors in this I knew going into it were Ryder Strong, who I had last seen in a horror film, Cabin Fever, which I don't know why he doesn't do more horror-related stuff, because he's great in this, and he was great in Cabin Fever, and Sean Astin, of course, you should all know Sean Astin, Lord of the Rings and such. Sean Astin plays a totally different type of character in this. He is such a evil, vile, ruthless asshole in this film. This blood cult in this, they have tried numerous times. They do a blood ritual to basically summon this blood shield type thing because they run drugs and they want them to be protected, so they do these human sacrifices, and basically to make the people scream to unleash the demons. But there's no like ghosts or anything in this now. It's just all straight up machete chopping, gun shooting, bones getting sawed off, flesh ripped off. Yeah, a lot of that type of stuff. No ghosts or ghoulies or anything like that. Besides the human element, they're actually a hell of a lot scarier than some monsters and demons and things that I've seen in movies. Especially one of the main bad guys, like, always has his eyes like this, and he's like bald, kind of reminds me of like a Michael Berryman, but yeah, not quite, but kinda. But yeah, he's a dude I would not want to meet because he knows how to wield that machete. But the guys just fall into some shitty luck. I won't tell you which ones get offed. I won't tell you how they get offed, but it's definitely worth seeing. There's a lot of thrilling moments in this that I start back in my chair like this, and by the time it's done, I'm sitting up like this at the edge of my seat, wondering what's going to happen next. And like it says, it's all based on a true story. So some of the special features on this is actually the true story behind the cult murder investigation in this. So it's kind of cool to have the movie that, that's based on the true facts and get to see both sides and everything. Also has an audio commentary and kind of a making of, which is pretty fun. But yeah, I highly recommend this. It's more of a thriller than a horror film, but it does have the horror elements just because of the blood cult and how vicious they are, and they all have machetes attached to their hands, and they do some nasty things with those blades, I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, just a vicious, nasty little film, super enjoyable. I had a blast watching this. I haven't watched it with the audio commentary yet, but I will very soon. But I highly recommend you pick this up. Don't pass it up. I know a lot of you out there have mentioned this randomly, but so you've seen it. You know, but now I know, and I wish I would have known sooner. So that's my review for Borderland. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, spread the word. Cheers.